Now, breaking news that's coming in. This is in fact quite concerning what we are learning. There's a blast alert near Red Fort in the national capital. Sources have come out to say that intel information on Lashkar-e-Taiba IED attack plot. LeT planning an avenge Park mosque attack. Intel sources reveal Indian temples on the Lashkar-e-Taiba's target. Blast alert that's now come in front of Red Fort in the national capital itself. Terrorists may be targeting a temple in Chandni, Chowk. Lashkar-e-Taiba is plotting an IED attack. In fact, Lashkar-e-Taiba is planning a major terrorist attack in India to avenge the February 6th mosque blast in Islamabad, Pakistan. Major temples in the country are now being targeted by Lashkar-e-Taiba. This is very concerning what we are learning from intel sources at this point. This is particular news that we are getting at this hour, and we will be bringing to you more details in terms of what more are we learning on this very front. Remember, as far as attacks go, there is already the Red Fort blast that had taken place in the month of November last year itself, that is in 2025. An attack that had happened wherein there was an intense network that comes to light that had in fact been exposed from that very blast, and now we are learning of Lashkar-e-Taiba in fact planning an avenge attack for the 6th February Islamabad mosque blast that's taken place. We are awaiting more details on this particular front. The Red Fort blast that had earlier taken place had come in the evening of 10th of November and had completely shaken not just the national capital but the country, given that it just took place at a place in Delhi in the national capital. It happened and occurred at a place in the national capital which sees a lot of footfall. That is Chandni Chowk. It's a heavily crowded area, viewers, that we're speaking of, and it had brought to light an entire terror nexus that was under works within India itself with help from outside. There was this entire network of doctors who were in fact planning attacks, and several attacks. That entire terror plot was in fact foiled after that attack took place, of bigger terrorist attacks that were being planned to be executed within India. And now, as far as the Red Fort goes, there is yet another terror plan alert that is in fact coming in. This is Anshul Singh who's joining us on the broadcast with more details. Anshul, very first question being, what more are we learning from our intel sources with regards to this terror plot targeting not one but several major temples across the country at this point, especially the national capital?
Well, yes, intelligence agencies have in fact gone ahead and issued an alert across the national capital, saying that there could be attacks in places where there are high footfalls, including places like Red Fort, where we have already seen in November itself. There was this blast that happened over there. Apart from that, other high footfall places, places like temples, are the locations in which it is being said that there could be attacks that could be planned by terrorists of Lashkar-e-Taiba out here in the national capital. Remember, recently there was a blast in Islamabad inside a mosque, and post that it is being said just to get a revenge, because the Pakistani media, the Pakistani government somewhere or the other have been pointing fingers towards India, that it is because of India and the support for Balochistan liberators that such incidents are happening in Pakistan, and hence terrorist organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba and other organizations that are active and operating in Pakistan, these organizations have in fact are in fact going ahead and actually trying to plan attacks, trying to carry out attacks out here in the national capital. The information about these attacks have been received by our intelligence agencies, and an intel note has now been circulated to police officers and other agencies out here in the national capital to remain extra vigilant, as over the next few days or in the coming few weeks there could be certain attempts of attacks that could happen in places of high importance out here in the national capital, and hence this entire note has now been circulated by the intelligence agencies. Now, the Delhi police and other security agencies out here in the national capital have taken this note very, very seriously, and they have already gone ahead and increased security at these places. Not only security, but also they have gone ahead and made sure that there are more foots on the ground, they remain more vigilant on the ground, so that any person who might look suspicious they could be taken under control and any sort of an attack is prevented out here in the national capital. Remember, just a few days ago as well, a suspect was in fact taken into custody by the vigilant people of the Delhi police, but eventually it turned out that he was a thug and not a terrorist. But even after that, it clearly shows that yes, the agencies, the security agencies out here in the national capital are vigilant, because what happened last year is definitely an embarrassment for the Delhi police and other security agencies as well, because someone was able to get so close in the national capital right outside the Red Fort and then was able to blast himself after traveling in the national capital for more than 10 to 12 hours. He finally went ahead and carried out this entire attack. So now the Delhi police and the security agencies are extra vigilant on the ground, trying to make sure that any sort of a suspicious movement that can be seen anywhere, that could be curtailed at the earliest and action could be taken against such people, so that any further attacks that are being planned by such terrorists, that could not happen out here in the national capital.